2019. It came, it saw, it yeeted itself out of here. For some people, 2019 was one hell of a good year. And for others, it may have been one hell of a bad year. And for some, it's kind of wishy-washy. You know, like an in-between year sort of thing. That's sort of what it felt like for me. It was definitely one of those years where some parts of it were really fucking cool. And then other parts of it were not great at all. And then on top of that, like, the decade, I guess, or starting the new decade, where I was at 2010 versus 2020, leagues different than anyone could have possibly expected, I guess, even myself. Maybe in the future I'll, talk a little bit about how the differences between me in 2010 versus 2020, if I end up doing one of those, but I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. But with 2020 here, one thing I'm really happy that this new decade is bringing me is the ability to stream again. One big good thing of 2019 was that I got to live stream for the first time, and I really enjoy it. I like doing it, I have a lot of fun with it, and, I like interacting with people while gaming. And it's like I'm sharing, and like feeling that we're hanging out, just chilling, dicking around with video games, stuff like that. I also got to go to PAX East for the first time. My first PAX convention, loved it, and I met some people that I was never really sure I was ever going to meet in real life. And it was really nice that when any of them I told, hey, I want to do, live streaming and stuff like that, they were like, yeah, go for it, do the thing. And I was like, sweet. Before that, I also had a show that I did in 2019 that was really good, and honestly, one of the most impactful shows I've ever done. It was a play about women in therapy that one of my Ren Fair friends wrote, assisted in directing, and she was a big part of it and whatever, but it was a really good show, and I'm so happy to have been a part of that cast. I think there were two different ones, but either way, the two original casts, I'm so happy to have been a part of that. On the flip side of where 2019 was a bit of a I had to deal with bed bugs again for the second time. The thing is, as a New Yorker, dealing with bed bugs is never fun. It just isn't. One reason for that is that they're damn near impossible to get rid of unless you really shift around things and throw out a bunch of stuff, which thankfully my partner and I did not have to do. It's one of those things that if you catch it early enough, it's not that big of a deal, but if you don't catch it early enough or you catch it too late, there's infestation status. It's a fucking nightmare. I don't even know if we were technically at infestation status, but even still, it was a fucking stressful thing. On the bright side, that did lead us to getting, storage space, so that was kind of nice, I guess. A nice little positive to come out of that, I guess. The other major thing that made 2019, a bit of a flip-flop, was that financial struggling. That's been a thing. It's not fun to be broke. It's even more not fun to be broke when you can't do the things that you really enjoy doing because you don't have either the tech or you can't get the equipment to do it, or at least make it better than you wanted to. That hiatus I had to take from live streaming was longer than I wanted to. I didn't even want to in the first place, but I didn't have a choice, and I didn't have the money to get a new thing for it. So I figured, okay, I guess I can continue doing videos, at least, but I can't do, anything gaming, and that made me sad. Now, I'm glad to have that from, the kindness and, the giving, I guess, of, my family, or something like that. I don't want to get, too personal about it, but it was, a nice thing to do, and as much, as complicated as things are with family, I am happy that there is support, in some sense. I know who in my family I can trust on an emotional level to support, and I know who I can trust in other senses to support. Otherwise, I'm not super close with most of my family, in all honesty, and I'm not gonna completely talk about it, but I don't know how much in detail I want to get to. Mostly because it's complicated. But another really cool thing I got to do in 2019 was because I took a break from the Renaissance Fair, it was easier for me to, well, actually, one of the things was that I got to participate as a patron, which I've never done before, and oh my god, it's like another world. It's so weird, but it was nice. And I got to freely, like, support my barbarian group with the barbarian games, and I even got to participate in one, which was a lot of fun. I want to do it again. Whether I'm in cast or not, I want to find a way to do it again. So that will give me something to look forward to in 2020, I guess. It was also a year that I got back into art a bit more heavily. I did a couple of art events that gave me a lot of motivation to do that. So at least, like, if I couldn't do digital art, I could at least get some practice with traditional art. And I saw, like, the support I was getting from that, and it was really nice of you guys to support me with that, so thank you for doing that. I'm honestly fine with 2019 being over. It's not so much like where 2018 I was just like, fuck this, bring on the new year. But this one, I'm like, alright, I'm feeling a bit more at ease, I guess, because I'm actually kind of excited to see what the new year brings. I'm excited to see where my career as a performer goes, partly because of, like, conversations I've had with a couple people, and it's been giving me ideas, and secondly, as a content creator, because, for one, I did mention that I have a series coming up. I'm considering saving it until April, only because it's, like, an educational thing about, like, the autism spectrum. I might do it sooner. I'm still deciding whether or not I want to wait until April, or at least, like, the end of March, because I would like this to coincide, like, starting off at least with, like, Autism Awareness / Acceptance Month, and things like that. I would also love to do some gaming collaboration, if that's at all possible. That would be a really cool thing to do. And I may want to take another stab at doing a charity live stream in April. I tried that last year. That was my first stream, so granted, not exactly great quality, but now that I've done this for a little bit, I have a little bit of experience with it. At least things can go a bit more smoothly, and maybe I'll be able to plan for it better. So, who knows, as I, gotta hydrate myself. But I'm excited. A little nervous. Honestly, I didn't think I'd make it this far, so a lot of, like, my mid-20s has just been, like, trying to figure out how the fuck to navigate life, because, again, I didn't think I'd make it this far. So I'm just like, now what? And it's, like, a really weird feeling, but it's a good feeling, I guess. It's a good problem to have, that's for sure. And it was definitely worth, like, me taking a break to spend time with my family, focus on, like, a little bit of myself, and even, like, that got me thinking, change the upload schedule just a little bit, because it might work better with my schedule. Hopefully this will work out much better. I'm feeling, I'm not sure if I'm expressing it, because that's a thing that I may struggle with, I don't know, but I really am excited to see what happens. It's a nice feeling to be able to look forward to the future. I'm not sure what it's gonna bring, but let's, take it one day at a time, I guess. And I hope every one of you has something to look forward to this year, or if you don't have anything, maybe you can find something to look forward to. That would be really cool. And before I continue to just ramble and ramble and ramble, I'm gonna end this video here. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for sticking around with this journey of mine. Yeah, we'll see what the new year brings and the new decade brings. So until next time, take care, everyone. Bye.